I'm Jonathan, and I became a millionaire in my 30s. But earlier in my life, I used to overdraft my bank account all the time. It wasn't because I didn't have a job, I did. It was because I didn't have a plan. Back then, I wasn't frugal, I was cheap. And not because I was disciplined, I was scared. Scared to spend money, scared to lose money, and scared to even look at my bank account. I kept telling myself this lie: as long as I have a paycheck, I'm safe. Then I watched people around me get laid off. And eventually, I got furloughed too. So if I had to start over today from scratch, no savings, no momentum, just the lessons I've learned, here's the exact step-by-step plan I would follow. Before tactics, I'd fix my relationship with money. Most people think that they have a math problem. In reality, they have a fear problem. Fear creates avoidance. Avoidance creates overdrafts, missed bills, and delayed decisions. And that was me. I avoided my numbers because I didn't like how they made me feel. What changed my trajectory wasn't a fancy tool, it was just sitting down and facing reality on paper: balances, transactions, and totals. You can't improve what you refuse to see. Clarity comes before strategy every time. Build stability first. If I were starting over, my first objective would be stable income. I'd update my resume, reach out to my network, and apply broadly, not perfectly. Early stability beats perfect positioning. There was a time where it took me about 3 months to land a job. One technical interview still stands out in my mind. I froze. I stumbled through answers. My mind was blank. I just wanted it to end. And no surprise, I didn't get the job. But that interview wasn't wasted. It was a rep. Every interview after that got easier. Confidence didn't come first, repetition did. I would also take on side work quickly: contracting, freelance, weekend work, because stable income matters more than pride early on. Build margin and an emergency fund. Once income is coming in, I create breathing room between earning and spending. Cancel what you don't need, cut reoccurring leaks, and reduce fixed costs where possible. Even consider a roommate if housing is too high. Temporary sacrifice creates permanent stability. My first savings target would be a starter emergency fund because emergencies are emotional, not theoretical. I remember when the AC in my car failed during peak summertime. My first reaction was denial. I wanted to ignore it, but then I remembered we had emergency savings. The repair wasn't panic anymore, it was inconvenience. Huge difference. Today, we keep a 6-month emergency fund for our family's basics. Recently, one of our cars, over 20 years old, needed replacement. We had the money ready, but we paused and asked ourselves, do we even need another car? We both work from home anyways, so we chose intentional, not automatic, but intentional spending. Fear hoards money, while frugality directs money. Self education and earned risk. I would aggressively self educate again. Books, podcasts, local meetups, real conversations. Learning from people ahead of me saved me from expensive mistakes. I'd ask questions constantly, and I still do. I also share what I'm working on openly because I want people to see that progress is built with patience and mindset. Risk should be earned, not assumed. Risk without preparation is gambling. Risk with knowledge is strategy. And if you value real world, experience based money strategies like this, make sure you subscribe to the channel. I share what I'm actually testing and doing. Now let's get back to it. House hack real estate. My preferred entry into real estate is house hacking. Buy a multi unit property, live in one unit, and rent the others. With good credit, owner occupied properties can require as little as 5% down versus about 20% for investment properties. But the down payment isn't the decision, the math is. I calculate total rent minus mortgage, taxes, insurance, maintenance buffer, and vacancy assumptions. If conservative numbers don't work, I walk away. Not every property is a deal. I have used asset backed credit lines for down payments in the past, but only with reserves and repayment plans. Leverage is powerful, but not forgiving, so you have to be very careful. This approach helped me acquire 3 properties in about 18 months. I make my money going in, not hoping for later. Investing. I start with low-cost index funds, especially those tied to the S&P 500. Diversification first, low fees always. Fees compound against you quietly. Index funds are slow, boring, but reliable builders. Then selectively, I invest in individual companies, but only after studying their leadership, debt, growth, and financial strength. I usually hold at least for 1 year for tax efficiency. If a stock grows about 50%, I often sell half and reinvest the gains. Research, discipline, patience, not guessing. And if you're investing in any index funds, let me know in the comments below which one you're doing or recommend. Consulting before entrepreneurship. Before launching businesses, I prefer consulting first, helping people see the big picture. For example, I once helped a friend grow his newsletter using paid testing and expectation management. Consulting lets me create value and income while controlling risk. I test small, shut down fast, and scale what works. That builds discipline without betting everything. Build or buy a business. Online businesses offer flexibility and lower overhead, but they're not easy. I underestimated that early on. Real, successful online business owners taught me process and realistic expectations. You can also buy businesses, not just start them. I've partnered in acquisitions and later bought and sold online businesses myself. I evaluate revenue, expenses, systems, and scale opportunities. Very similar to real estate. Also, retiring owners often create great opportunities because customers and process already exist. Business ownership is systems, service, and profitability working together. If there's one thing I hope you take away from this, is that wealth isn't built with one big move. It's built with different moves working together. And that's what changed my life. Stability first, then structure, then leverage. Money doesn't feel emotional to me anymore. It's not status, it's a tool. It gives my family time, flexibility, and peace. I don't believe in safe jobs anymore. I believe in skills, multiple income streams, ownership, and relationships. That's real security. So if you're building wealth the steady, frugal way, you're in the right place. Please give this video a like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. That helps me make more practical, real life strategies like this. And let me know in the comments down below, which step are you starting with first? Thank you for your time. I'll see you in the next video.